Arturo Johnson here, and I keep getting this question a lot. And the question that I keep getting is I'm stuck in my business, keep hitting this glass ceiling. How do I go from 10 to 20K per month to that 7-figure level? And there's 4 things, the 4 shifts that you as a life insurance agent have to make in your business if you want to get to the next level and hit 7 figures. And a lot of these may be things that are reminders, but again, the novice is somebody who says, oh, I know. And the experienced expert is always somebody that's like, oh, thanks for the reminder. So if you heard some of this before, don't be a novice, think like an expert and take this as a reminder. So number 1, the first and most important thing that I've seen with working with tons of 7-figure life insurance agents, number 1, they own their own lead source. And this is very important because the person who owns the leads controls everything. And so if you're a life insurance agent and you're trying to scale your business and you're trying to have consistency and success in your business and you don't have control of your lead flow, then you don't own your business. And this is very important simply because the person who controls the leads controls everything, but they also control the flow and the success of your business. So if you're a life insurance agent and you're dependent on lead vendor and other marketing people to help you scale your business, well, what happens if they go away? What happens if they run out of leads? What happens if they go bankrupt? All of these things. Well, now you're up the creek. So for some of the top agents in our program that we work with in the top producer mastermind, these guys own their own lead source. And in our program, I teach them step by step, because I've spent over $3 million of my own personal money doing advertisement specifically only for life insurance agents to generate leads. So that's 1A. 1B is even if you are investing in leads and don't own your own lead source, the second thing that you need is you need those leads to be high quality, in volume, and be highly converting. So a lot of times what most people will do is they'll just keep spending money on things that they were told that works. And if it doesn't work for them, they'll keep walking in blind faith and keep doing it. Well, my question is, how long can you continue to do something that isn't working? How much does that cost you? So whenever you're considering using a lead source, here's 3 things that you should message them by. Number 1, have they worked with tons of agents just like you? Are you able to speak to somebody who runs the business? Do their values align with yours? And are there just tons and tons of word of mouth and case studies about the reputation of the leads that you're getting? So if you're not able to get that, then you definitely don't want to work with them. Number 2, the second thing you need that all other 7-figure agents have that makes them one of the top producers, number 2 is they have a predictable process to generate qualified booked appointments. And this one is what most agents struggle with the most, is they try to use brute force instead of systems, automation, and processes to get the job done. So the average agent is trying to set 15 appointments a day for the rest of the week, when the top agents walk into the building having 15 auto-booked appointments for the day. And I'm going to say that again. The average agent is looking to set 15 appointments a week, and the top agents are doing 15 appointments a day. So the question is how do I set 15 appointments a day? Well, I'm glad you asked. So what you need to do is you need to have a system of predictable, high-quality leads that convert, that are interested in having conversations. Then the second thing that you need to have a process that automates the $10 per hour work that is dial day so that you don't have to do that anymore. So what do I mean and how do you automate that? Well, number 1, you need to only be doing money generating activities. So if it doesn't make you money, then you don't need to do it. What are money generating activities? Things that if you do it, it generates revenue for your business, right? So taking sales calls. If you're trying to scale from 6 to 7 figures, the only thing that you should be doing as a life insurance agent is taking sales calls. You shouldn't be doing admin, email, paperwork. You shouldn't be dialing. You should have a setter that you can pay $10 an hour. Or better yet, you could link up with us where we do have an appointment setter for less than $5 that can book you those 10 to 15 appointments a day. once you have the appointments that are in place, you also need to have systems and processes for follow-up and automations, and I'll get to that in just a second. So from that process, what you need to do is you need to invest in whatever you're making in a month. You need to do that in a week. You need to compress time in order for you to have more success. You see, the Archimedes lever that most life insurers have and agents have in their business that they never pull is they get to 6 to 7 figures or get close to it, and they start playing it safe, and they stop going all in their business. And that's the first mistake for them to go back to where they came from. So number 3, the next thing you need to do is you need to master sales. And a lot of times what I hear agents say is, oh, well, I've got 20 years of experience. Well, no, you don't. You got 1 year experience that you master, practice over 20 years. And what I mean by that is, in that first year, you got good at selling the policy one time, and that's what you've been doing for the last 20 years. You haven't gotten any better. You haven't increased your skill set, and you're just saying the same thing that used to work. For example, if you're still saying, well, you don't have to make a decision today. We're just going to submit an application to see if you qualify. If you're still saying that, you're using something that used to work 20 years ago. So what you need to do is you need to have a rinse and repeat process to take a stranger and turn them into a paying client. And so the fourth thing that you need, all 7-figure agents have, is they have a predictable script that they use that works every single time. So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. The top agents don't get, I need to think about it at the end of the presentation. The top agents don't get, I need to speak to my partner or spouse. You know why? Because number 1, they flush that out. Number 2, they ask the question. And then number 3, if somebody says that they're just looking for a quote, they go ahead and handle that right up front. So the top agents always use a predictable script to get to the heart of the matter. Just like my client, Todd Hosberg, who did 100K in a month, Kevin Alexander, that does 100K every single month consistently. He uses the same process. He says the same thing with the same tonality every single time. And what happens is this takes the variant and the variables out of your sales process. And then that takes me to number 5, which is probably the most important. You need to leverage AI and automation. So life insurance agents, please understand this. The industry that we are in is the most antiquated of them all. People are still door knocking. People are still using mailer. People are still doing things by hand. And it's crazy. What you need to do is you need to come up to the times, right? You need to use something that we call leverage. You need to use other people's time, other people's money, and other people's technology, right? So, for example, we leverage AI. How do we do that? We leverage Facebook, right? Facebook is AI. And what happens is one agent can spend $1,500 in a month minimum, in addition to the program, and they can reach 10,000 people in a day. And if they do that, they can reach 10,000 people in a day. How long would it take you to reach 10,000 people? And so what you need to do is you need to leverage AI. The next part of that is you need to leverage automation. So we have a predictable system that we have in place for our 7-figure agent. From an agency owner that has a $1 billion per month agency, all the emails, the texts, the follow-ups, the calendars, all of those things need to be on the autopilot. Let's say before a sale is made, the contact needs to be between 7 and 15 times. Or if you've only called them and triple dialed them one time, what do you think is going to happen to the agent that, like my client Kevin Alexander, who does 100K every single month, who makes contact with his leads 27 times a day? You stand no chance. And so all I'm saying to say all of that is you need to leverage automation in your business because it's speed to lead. Speed kills, and the person who gets to the leads the fastest, follows up with them the most, is going to have the most success. So again, the 5 things that all top 7-figure life insurance agents have in their business. Number 1, going to be leads. Number 2, it's going to be qualified booked appointments consistently. 3 is they need to have sales mastery. Number 4 is they need to use a mechanism that's proven in the form of a script. And then number 5, they need to leverage AI and automation. All right, I'll see you in the next video.